Welcome back to one of only two countries that has held a race every year since the very first Formula One World Championship in 1950. It is, of course, Italy, one of the great racing nations. And it's time to get underway for the Italian Grand Prix. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Kelly. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Kelly lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Max Verstappen and Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly, Tsunoda and Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Norris, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Ocon, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi, Russell and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. You are in first position, front of the pack. Bottas is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 2.6 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 4 laps remaining. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Tyre condition is still looking good. Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. The drivers we're fighting here are Bottas and Hamilton. This is your final lap of the race. You're leading the pack, P1. Bottas behind. The gap behind us is 8.6 seconds. They're on fresh softs. This is your final lap of the race. Superb driving. That's the race win.
It was a tough race at times, but they've held on to take a great victory for McLaren today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. Kelly increases their championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
That's got to be the Flying Finn. Wait, how many Flying Fins have we had now? Anyway, I'm talking about Bottas this time. Just great raw speed, and a good job in traffic as well.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you?
What do you think made the difference between this weekend and last weekend? Great. Well, that's everything.